the 5 lines for the treble clef. That we've done. So we have 5 lines at the top and the treble, the high notes. Then we have the 5 lines with the bass clef that we did in lesson 2. Combining them with a line and a fancy bracket loop at the front, we now have what we call the great staff or the great stave, which consists of 5 lines up here, of course in the treble clef, 5 lines in bass clef, combined together to form 10 lines. Of course, what we mentioned in last lesson was this little imaginary line that runs through the middle here. And when we use that line, we write what we call a ledger line. So it's just a little line that the note goes on. That particular note, as we know, is called middle C. Writing it up here, close to the treble clef lines, means it's played in the higher end. So if you're playing piano, you'd be playing that with your right hand. If we write like this, that means it's closer to the left hand, so the bass clef, so that would be played with the left hand. So you can see they're exactly, they look different, but they're actually exactly the same note. The only difference is, again, if you were playing a keyboard instrument, one is played with right hand, the other one here is played with left hand because it's written closer to the left, the bass clef staff. This one is written closer to the right, the treble stave. Now if we write all the notes out, like we've done before, and on the top line, F. And of course, running through here, okay, as we've learned in previous lessons, we have the notes written. So this one is E, F in the space, G on the line, A in the space, B, C, D, E, F. Remember the lines? Every good boy deserves fruit, and the spaces, F, A, C, E spell face. Left hand, or bass clef, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, top line, A. Good boys deserve fruit always. A, C, E, G, all cows eat grass. If you were using the rhymes, as I said before, I preferred to just learn the letters, E, G, B, D, F and F, A, C, E, or G, B, D, F, A and A, C, E, G. When I was learning, I found it much easier just to learn the letters. I found it difficult. You had to learn a rhyme to then learn the first letter of each word in the rhyme to then know the lines or spaces. So you may find it a lot easier just to learn the letters. Now, linking these, the great stave. We have A, top line, E, bottom line in treble. How do we join them? Well, we've got this imaginary line running through the middle, remember? There's C. One above C between this line and this line is this little space here, D. This line and this line, the top line, there's this space here, which is B. So we now have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then it loops. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G would be on the top line. Little ledger line going up. A, B, 2 lines, C, D, and so on. As we get higher and higher and higher, that's the same as you go lower. Here's G on the bottom line. Under the line would be F, going backwards through the alphabet. F. First ledger line down here, E. Next one, under the line, D. 2 lines, low, C. So you can see how the 5 lines in treble, 5 lines in bass now come together to form the grand staff. Or as I said before, the grand stave. I just grab a piece of random music, which is What a Wonderful World. Okay, we can see here we have treble, bass, joined together by the lines, the braces at the beginning. Exactly what we've just been talking about. The only difference on this music is it has an extra treble clef. And of course that has the words, the melody for the singer or the instrumentalist that's playing. Below that, we have the piano accompaniment, which goes to the melody line on top. The bracketed part, piano, treble bass. Single part at the top here, vocal line. You can also see it's got words. And if we have another close look and look at other things that are on the page, we have chord symbols on top. B flat, A minor, G minor 7 chords. That's what these little letters are for. Below that, in tiny little writing, we have the guitar fretboard. So for guitarists who want to know the exact inversion of a B flat chord, it's actually written there with little dots on the frets, the strings. Okay, so you can see that that is identical to what we were talking about here. Treble, bass, joining them together, bracket, so that they're played together. It's the same instrument. That is if it's for a piano keyboard. Okay, so that's what's called the grand stave. So please take note of all of the letter names. Musical alphabet runs from A to G, like we've spoken about before, and then it just loops. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And just keeps going round and round and round. Once you grasp where the notes sit on the stave, on the 5 lines, in the treble, once you get the idea of that and memorize that, left hand or the bass clef section is relatively easy. And then it's just progressing forward from there with the other musical elements that go together, like some of the chords and the lines and things like that I just showed you on that piece of music. So study that, guys, and we'll come back for the next session very soon.